Hi, thanks for joining me today. I want to talk about and what's going on in our local community and around the world. And I know I don't normally talk about specific things that are happening in the world. I like to generally do videos that are more general and more useful all the time, but I actually think this is important to point out. So, as I'm recording this, it is March 16th. Um, and the U.S. is really in the thick of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's causing a lot of stress and a lot of chaos, and as it is around the entire world, and as it has been around the entire world for some months now. But what I want to point out is actually some really good news. See, here's what happens. Let's review some of the more critical stages. Stage 3 is I am my needs. You're focused on your needs, right? Screw everybody else. Stage 4, you're focused on other people. Stage 5, you're focused on your ideology. Now, before this pandemic really hit the U.S. in a widespread way, so let's say back in December, January timeframe, your average person in the U.S., the majority of folks, were very stage 5. We're coming into a presidential election year, and it was all about the campaign, and it was all about the primaries, and it was all about politics, ideology, and that's all anybody could ever think about. It's what all the headlines were about, or at least 80% of them. Then, what happened? Then the realization of an actual, no kidding, pandemic came about, and local governments and school systems and so forth started taking action. And that's what makes it real to people when they see things in their local area actually starting to happen, right? Cases popping up in their local area, schools closing in their local area, grocery stores bought out in your local area. And then people go, oh, crap, right? Now, 80, at that point, so this was probably as a couple weeks ago, screw the election, 80% of the headlines were about this virus. What happened there? We went from stage 5 ideology, we got physically threatened with a virus, and now at that point we were stage 3. I am my needs. Who's got time to worry about a stupid election? The virus is coming to kill us all, and everybody's very worried and freaked out. So that's very typical. Major health issues pull you back to stage 3. Any kind of a physical threat pulls you back to stage 3. Any threat of danger in your local area pulls you back to stage 3. And so this was a perfect example of that action right there. We were very stage 5, very focused on ideologies and elections and politics. And then all of a sudden, we were stage 3 and we can't get enough toilet paper. That's what happens. So when you're in stage 3, you're worried about you and you're worried about yours. You're not worried about anybody else. You're just trying to survive. And it had that sense to it. But here's what's really cool. Here's the really good news. Here's what I saw probably just in the last couple of days that made me really happy, that I really enjoy, that I want to share with you. And you probably noticed it too, but it's this really subtle change. So in the last couple weeks before this weekend, if you'd been reading your social media feeds and you'd been reading headlines and stuff like that, what would you have seen? You would have seen people talking about and sharing scary things, statistics, horrible stories, pointing fingers, making blame. Very stage 3 stuff. But something changed in just the last couple of days. Did you notice? I noticed because I've been waiting for it. The first thing that happened is you started to see a couple people talking not about the scary stuff, but talking about self-reflection. talking about how self-isolation has given them an opportunity to organize their house or to get to know their kids better, or to call their friends, actually call them and talk to them on the phone. Self-reflection. And that was immediately followed by people sharing and posting about and discussing thoughts about others. That's stage 4, remember? Thoughts about others. For example, people sharing these really cool videos of people in apartment complex balconies singing together, right? Connecting to each other. Very cool. But it doesn't just stop there. That's not the one thing. We see postings about, hey, where can I donate to the food bank? Are there elderly people in town that I could make a care package and put it on their front porch? People coming up with all kinds of ideas of what if the grocery stores gave, people over a certain age a special time to shop, or, what can we do? It's not about the specifics. It's about the fact that everybody's starting to think about everybody else. And this is how it works. Between every stage as we evolve over the course of our lives is a period of self-reflection. So we got pulled back to stage 3. I am my needs. Oh my God, I need toilet paper. I still don't quite get that, but apparently we all need a lot of toilet paper right now. And then there came some self-reflection of, what's going on here, right? And out of the self-reflection comes obviously stage 4, because what comes after stage 3? Stage 4, we start thinking about other people. And it doesn't stop there. Out of stage 4, there will be more self-reflection. And then what's going to happen? We'll be right back into stage 5, and all the headlines will be about politics again. Joy. So normalcy will return, and we'll be right back at stage 5, stage 6. Hopefully, stage 6, live and let live. Pretty soon thereafter, quit focusing on your ideology. Come on, you can do better than that. So actually, when we get to the point where people start beating each other up about ideologies again, you will know that this whole thing has blown over and has passed. So I was excited to see that, though. So why was I so particularly excited to see people starting to talk about each other and helping each other, rather than pointing fingers and making blame and thinking only of themselves? Well, one, yeah, it's nice to think about other people. Sure it is. But this goes a lot bigger than that. I'm excited to see that, because any movement forward in the stages is good. But also because you get what you think about. If you sit around in fear, you are going to get a fearful result. But if you sit around in gratitude and love, you are going to get a gratitude-filled, loving result from whatever action you take. The attitudes have switched. The attitude went from fearful and angry and blameful, and it changed to friendship and connection and caring and love. And that right there, and the actions that you take based on those more positive emotions, is exactly what's going to end this whole little storm of chaos that we've got going on right now. And normal life. We'll get back to our normal life and our normal everything, albeit an election year. Lord help us. We'll get back to all that again. So that's the shift I am excited to see. So thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to see it. And we've seen it around the world and also right here locally close to home. Check out the guided meditation that I put up that can help. In the meantime, keep thinking those positive thoughts. And we'll see you soon.